Mhm.
There's Andy.
I would say he wasn't, but he quit. Right.
Been through. We're live.
We are live.
It is 2:30. I've been told to get these things started at 2:30.
Call to order?
Well, even,
Yeah.
even Andy Hawkins is here, so.
Mr. Andy.
No, Jeremy's right.
Jeremy took a phone call.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
okay.
Jeremy's here too.
Hello.
Jeremy.
Do we need to wait on him to approve the minutes?
No.
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Afternoon, sir.
How are you?
Doing well yourself?
Good.
Excellent.
How's the restaurant side of the table?
We're hanging in.
Yeah.
We're hanging in.
Make it like hand over fist.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you seen the Costa Goods, Andy?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
first.
I had a meeting today to figure out.
Can't sit on it and raise it, sorry. I haven't figured that one out. If I can give y'all a few minutes to look over the November minutes.
Yep.
I make a motion for approval of the November minutes.
Second.
I'm waiting on you. Miss Sheila made a motion, and we have a second by Mike. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Yeah.
All right. Jeremy is here. He just walked out. He has a phone call. So Andy, Sheila, you got the rest. All right, let's move on to the approval. Let's move on fundings.
Okay, funding report.
Come on down.
How are y'all doing?
Doing well.
Good.
Well, I first want to start by saying we really appreciate you guys approving us. Last time we were here, we had asked for $2,500 in funding to be able to do the fall carnival for Coho. For what we could control, it was a really great event. We had about 350 people show up, and the vendors were awesome, and the people that showed up to be a part of it were great. We did not get to do the hot air balloon, unfortunately, because the weather wasn't conducive for flying. So that is going to be saved for a later time. But I do have, of the people that did take the survey afterwards, several of them did go out to eat. A lot of them brought more than 2 people with them to the event. So it was like around 4 to 7 individuals per family. And they said that they were willing to visit Conway again. So that was really awesome. They went to different restaurants too. That was surprising to me. A lot of people went out to eat afterwards, or they went to other events that were going on that same night. I do have the list and the receipts for the Fall Carnival. We ended up using $975 for that. That is for the supplies that we bought to be able to do the plates and napkins and stuff like that. And then it's also for the vendors, and there's also an invoice in there that is from the marketing that we did through Crossman. Other than that, I think that's it. Do you guys have any questions for me?
No?
Good job.
Thank you.
Awesome. Well, we really appreciate it, and we're definitely going to apply again next year.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you very
Thanks,
much.
guys.
Is that it on funding?
No.
Oh,
I wish I had a dun-dun-dun.
Hello, everybody. If you don't know me, I'm Marge Betley. I'm the CEO of the Arkansas PBS Foundation. We are immensely grateful to the A&P Commission for funding our Family Day this year. You did that with a seed grant of $5,000. We had that event in November. It was the first time we've had that since 2016. Huge success. Our conservative estimate is that we had 5,000 attendees. We had volunteers with clickers at the main entrance. They stopped halfway through and had already counted 3,000 people, and we knew we weren't catching all of the entrances. And we continued for another 3 hours that day. It was a 10 to 4 event. So we feel very confident that those numbers are not inflated. Out of those, we did ask our attendees to fill out the surveys, and we had 287 respondents representing over 1,000 people, because they indicated that they had 505 adults, 528 kids in their parties in total. Of those, 48% indicated that they would be eating somewhere in Conway that day. Answers ranged everything from, fast food of Hideaway Pizza and Chick-fil-A to locally owned restaurants like Mike's Place or US Pizza and Bob's Diner. 29% of them indicated that they would be doing some other activity in Conway that day. And out of those respondents, over 55 cities were represented from across the state, including a couple of cities in Texas as well. 43% of them listed Conway, 14% listed either Little Rock or North Little Rock, but we had attendees come from as far as Rogers, Springdale, Gassville, Hot Springs, El Dorado. They really did range across the state. I think the farthest was Onalaska, Texas, which is like 6 hours away. So I'm assuming they were visiting family in town. None of them indicated that they were staying overnight at any hotels. Those who were staying in town overnight were staying with family. But we felt really confident that we had just a tremendous turnout. We actually had 3 food trucks on site that day who were also able to make money from the crowd. We were supposed to have 5. 2 of them had staffing issues and were ultimately not able to participate that day. We spoke with them, the 3 who attended. We spoke with them afterwards, and they were very pleased with the financial results they had. We did not get any portion of those proceeds. Although it's not part of what you asked, I would also point out that the A&P Commission was one of our early sponsors for this. This was the first time we've ever asked for sponsorship for this event. We had a total of 22 business and corporate sponsors. All but 2 of those were first-time funders of Arkansas PBS. So we feel very confident that your investment also helped us to leverage additional funds from across Central Arkansas. Again, tremendously grateful for that. And you have already indicated your commitment to supporting us for Family Day 2023. So thank you for that. And we feel very, very proud of what we were able to do with the event. And with that,
Thank you.
Awesome.
any
Thank
questions?
you.
Question.
Yeah.
Just curious, do you know which food trucks were at
I
your event?
do. Old Bart's Barbecue, Fry Crazy, and Grilled Cheese Company. They were the three who were there. The other two, they weren't actually food trucks, but Stobies and Chicken Salad Chick were hoping to just set up tables there that day. Like a lot of places, they were just having some staffing issues and were not able to staff it.
Thank you very much.
Absolutely. All right. Thank you so much.
Yes, all right. Yeah.
I think that's all.
That's it? All right. I'll give Ms. Jill a second, and then we'll go over the financial information.
Oh,
I didn't know so you had a.
Uh-oh, come on.
A report on the event that you wanted to know?
Is this the funding request?
We'll put it down with you.
Battle for the Rock.
We'll get to it. Sorry. This is just something that already happened.
Sorry.
It's okay.
Jill.
Okay. Look at the balance sheet. Balance in the A&P operating account is $1,099,451.13. Balance in the tax collections account is $881,011.17. To the third page. We are in the black by $63,813.03. Just under last year by about 18,000. Overall for the year, we're negative 212,753.25. That was from the turf.
Okay.
On to baseball field's getting the turf over there. They're working right through the winter, and it's all the dirt coming in and all the rocks going in, and everything's moving right along.
That's
Pretty
awesome.
cool.
Yeah, they should
I
be ready
drove
for
by
the
there the other
spring.
day.
Yeah, should be cool.
Room left on hotels or restaurants?
We do. We do. You have you can do a third cent on hotels. Yes, and I need to look at what has to happen for a third cent on restaurants. That can't be done just by, that one might take an extra level of vote. I'll look that up.
Sorry.
I didn't hear the question. I just.
I'm
No,
sorry.
we decided I didn't hear what you're saying.
The question was, are we maxed out on what we can charge as far as taxes?
The rate,
Rate, hotels and where we. That's what I was asking, Gabe. Maxed out.
and you can definitely, there's definitely another cent allowable on hotels, and I'm gonna look up on restaurant, because there's some conditions on the city size and all that stuff and how you do it.
Any questions?
Any questions on the balance sheet?
No.
Ready for the big paper?
Sure. Well, the first page and the second page again are just the allocations between the city and the A&P Commission. Page 3. We are total collections $497,667.63. That's up over 21 about 45,621.39, which is a 9.17% increase, and up over 2020 by $72,430.51, which is 14.55%. Delinquent collections this month, total $12,965.88, and that was 2.61% of total collections. Collections excluding delinquents is $484,701.75. That's up over 2021 by $49,872.84, which is a 10.29% increase. His simple payments totaled $200,322.94, and were 40.25% of total collections. Getting close to that 50, Andy.
We're working there.
We're working that way. How people wouldn't want to do that.
You must have increased the font. That's why it's taking up the full page.
I'm sure.
Y'all notice I remember to wear my glasses. I'm learning. I'm holding this. Glasses for the glasses.
They just
Hey,
not to date.
not today.
We on to the-
Yeah, when we asked about the food truck, the
Yes.
first one the first one on the delinquent, they do have their permit, they just don't know how to submit payment.
Gotcha.
Since
Well, we do, yeah, know that they had some sales. But that was in November, right? She said their bill was in November.
Correct. Mm-hmm.
I mean, again, we've had the holidays. I feel like that's something we say every month now.
Mike just did a commercial. Maybe we can make those YouTube videos and talk to them about how to submit payment and what this is. But
Yeah,
Mike,
Mike.
you
Yeah.
got this?
Yeah, Mike.
We only got two pretty big things with non-compliance on money. That's pretty good.
Yeah,
That's really good.
that's great.
Three,
Good
three,
job.
three to do most
Good
of
job,
it.
guys.
Just three places that kind of got most of it. So
Just for what it's worth, that T2 Cheese 2 is based out of Bryant, so I don't know. I don't think they're here all the time. So I don't know how much they should have paid, but I don't think they're here every day, so.
Quick.
I think that's what the YouTube. Don't forget that even if you don't do sales, you still have to submit your paper
Mhm.
that says zero sales.
questions, Andy?
No more questions. I'll make a motion to approve the financials.
Second.
Second.
Perfect. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you very much, Jeremy.
You got this, Travis. 36.
Travis, while we're talking about financials, I know we had mentioned, I think at our meeting last month, our CD, and I did check on that. It is held at Centennial, and I didn't have, okay, you've got the information on that. I know I had sent something to Travis and also to Andy. It originally, I think, is signed by Mike Kraft, I believe, but, because when he was on the A&P commission, but, we also have Mike Garrett on there, so Mike Garrett would be able to facilitate anything, but I know we had talked about, at that renewal time getting bids, and I think Andy had suggested or mentioned it may be advantageous to go ahead and look at it even before the renewal period based on the low interest that we were getting on it.
What's our rate now, Jill?
I wonder.
Oh, the rate is not on here. It just tells us the interest.
That interest owed or whatever. Gotcha.
Hold on, I can get.
That is lower than what it's going up to.
Let me see that.
Email. I mean, it was Centennial didn't reach out. Yeah.
I'm sure.
So if we divide that by this, that's
I
our
like that,
percentage.
We can get 8 times that.
What?
No, we can get.
Yeah, I think it was.
You made
only-
59 bucks.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you just divide that by that, it's like point
Thank you, ma'am.
zero.
It was, yeah.
Yeah, if you just do the
Very-
math on that.
Mhm.
Yes.
Negative.
Mhm. Yeah.
How much do we owe
It's
them?
not very much.
Right. Is that right?
That's a real.
You know, when you buy- When you buy a funeral service.
So
So we need to,
basically,
we need to
it's-
we need to
yeah.
renegotiate.
That's what it sounds like, yes.
Right.
So
Yes.
That noise meeting wasn't that
Who
much.
takes-
Here, we can pass
who
that
takes
over.
lead on
to
that?
Here. It's basically $59.49, $59.49 of interest.
I would
on about
assume,
half
and this
of
is
it.
only assuming, since Mike Garrett is the
Oh,
only
you
one
don't
that's
want
still on there, it might need to go via his office, but I don't know that that's 100% sure, because I don't know that you can negotiate if you don't have authority on it.
$12,000 and $15,000 on the table.
Yeah.
at that interest rate.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's seed money.
Yeah.
It is.
So who's gonna make the call on that one?
Well, I guess, do we need to make a motion?
To call and ask for the interest to be?
Make a motion to floor this certainly.
I was gonna
and-
say, yeah,
and,
put it
see
out
what
for
we can-
bid. Mm-hmm.
If we can't get a better deal, life's pretty tough.
Mm-hmm.
Or a second?
Motion
Yep.
from Mike and a second from Andy. All in favor, say aye. Any opposed?
I gotta sheet them all up.
I'm sure that our friends here would be more than happy to.
Oh,
visit
yeah.
with us.
Yeah, pretty good interest. Maybe or maybe not on our bank account.
Yeah, that's what they say on the accounts. There's some pretty good interest.
All right, I need a motion to approve the 30 days to assist notice, 60 days to intend to revoke, and 90 days to cease and desist via
So
forward.
moved.
Second.
Thank you. First by Andy, second by Ms. Sheila. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Miss Rachel.
So since our last meeting, I put together all of the acceptance and denial letters and sent those out to the 2023 events that had applied for funding that y'all approved last month. So hopefully that gave some more time to those events than normal, especially those that have early winter events. We have been talking with and meeting more with AAA in regards to All-Star games, and we've started talking to them about potentially hosting their Weekend of Champions event, which is the state finals for soccer, softball, and baseball. We've talked to UCA about that. We would want to host them at UCA, and the way they bid that out is they don't take any money from people, so you just have to bid what percentage of the gate you're willing to offer them and how many years you're willing to do that. So those are due January 5th. And we'll be presenting to them two packages, one that includes an amount that we would pay for All-Star games and one that includes just All-Star games without the Weekend of Champions. I'm trying to think of the best way to say
That was
that.
precise.
Well done.
So we should know, I think that they get back to people like by January 11th. So we should know pretty quickly after that how much will be committed to All-Star games and whether or not they'll be hosting that additional event here. And just for those of you who aren't familiar, the reason that event is attractive to us so much is because it would be in May, and they play them during the week. And so, that's teams from all over the state coming in for multiple nights, teams from as small as 2A all the way up to the largest classification. So, that has the potential to really bring in a lot of people and a lot of teams. So, got an email the other day from a journalist working on an article for the 13 best things to do in Conway, and I provided some images for her to use for that. Through reviewing my meltwater media monitoring software this morning, I saw that Conway was listed as a top 25 cheapest places to live by NASDAQ. And so we'll put together a post to kind of promote that, linking out to the article. I think that is all that's worth mentioning, really. Lots of emails and questions with people who got their funding notification letters, or maybe they reached out the day before their letter came in and asking questions. So, any questions for me?
Thank you for the report you sent on
Yes.
Friday.
Yes.
Of course. Do you have, I don't see Steve, do you have anything, do we have anything from Steve or Derek?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay. Rachel?
Huh? Oh, you're welcome.
Battle for the Rock, new business.
Let me give you this.
I think I got it in the email.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just didn't know if you printed it out or
Hello.
not.
I
I
didn't,
did.
thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, she-
Always.
All the rest of us.
Sheila's special.
She does get the cooks from
Hello, my name is Pat Smith. I run a Pat Smith's Battle for the Rock wrestling tournament. I also run the state high school wrestling tournament for the AAA. So I do 2 tournaments a year, the high school state wrestling tournament, which I put on at Jack Stevens Center at UALR. And then the Battle for the Rock is here at the Conway Event Center. It's on January the 21st of next year. Last year, I'd like to thank you for supporting us last year. Last year, y'all supported us and gave $2,500 towards our fees. This year, for my tournament coming up, the total cost out of my pocket is around $9,082. So again, I'm just asking for the $2,500 donation. We have, at my tournament, is by far the largest youth tournament in the state. Last year we had 625 kids come to our tournament. We had 12 different states represented at my tournament here in Conway. So we not only get kids from Arkansas, we're getting a lot of kids from Oklahoma. I had about 200 kids come over from Oklahoma, parents bringing them. A lot of kids from Tennessee, a lot of kids from Missouri. So like I said, 12 different states around the country came to my tournament last year. This year, we're expecting to smash our record of last year, 625. I think we'll be well over 700 this upcoming year, if not around 800 kids. It just keeps growing every year. The sport of wrestling in our state is growing every year. Our numbers have exploded at all the tournaments, even at the high school level, the youth level. So I don't see this slowing down at all. We, the tournament is on Saturday, the 21st, like I said, so everybody will come in on Friday. And tournament starts at 9 a.m., so everybody comes in on Friday, stays in the hotels. They eat and do those type of things and hit the restaurants on Saturday. A lot of the people do stay over Saturday night and then depart on Sunday morning. So I'm just asking that if you could support us this year again, we would greatly appreciate it. We love having it here. This is my 4th year of hosting it. I've hosted this tournament for 10 years now in a row, but I've hosted, I believe, the last 4 years here at the event center, and we really like Conway and we enjoy the area. So thank you for listening.
Is it a one-day event?
It's a one-day event, yes, sir.
What time's the last wrestling? So it starts at 9. What time is usually your last?
It ends around 6:30, 7 p.m., somewhere around there. So we do get a lot of the out-of-state people that stay overnight. Yes.
I will say this, I went out to your event. A friend of mine, grandson, participated in it. Some of these people are real serious about it.
Absolutely.
My grandson might not have been in the category that he should have been. Not my grandson.
Are you saying some of the kids are real serious?
Oh, I'm serious.
Well, the wrestling is very good, especially at my tournament. It's an elite youth tournament. Like I said, you're not just getting the kids from Arkansas. You're getting the kids around states like Oklahoma that have had wrestling for over 100 years. Missouri, we're 14 years into wrestling here. Myself, as well as a guy named Greg Hatcher from Little Rock. He and I started wrestling 14 years ago in the state of Arkansas, and he and I worked together on everything. And,
y'all had scorekeepers, and I mean,
Yes,
you
sir.
had the whole 9 yards. It looked like a pretty well run operation.
Well, not to brag, but it is a well-run machine, and they wouldn't show up like they do if it wasn't.
I'm telling you, some of them know more about what they're doing than others.
That's right. Exactly.
It doesn't take long to count 1, 2, 3.
That's right.
Thank you. Anybody else have any questions?
I'm good.
Thank you very much.
Thank you
Appreciate
so
it.
much.
Yeah, 15. So close.
Oh, I guess we could ask them how many people we already had signed up. Got it,
Is he
550.
eligible
Yeah.
for seed money?
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Hold tight. No, I'm sorry.
Good.
My fault.
You're good.
2,000 seed and 500 for media.
I mean,
I know.
I'm kind of confused. What did we actually give him last year?
1,700.
That's what I thought, because he
Yes.
said that his numbers were a little.
Yeah.
Numbers-
He also said he spent 99, like 900 or 6,600. So I was just wondering. So do you want to stick with our amount from last year, or what do you think?
I think it is up to y'all what you want to do. They were on the same notification
Oh,
distribution list
they're
as
just
all of the
late?
other applicants that applied in November.
This
Oh.
is a late application,
Yeah.
however, with January sales being soft, I'm going to.
And it's,
That's fine. Just know
Getting-
their event will happen whether or not you give
so
them
how
money.
many times did you,
I sent out 2 emails
Two
to the whole
emails?
distribution list. And now I got an email
For the event happening in
a couple
January.
weeks ago and they said they didn't get the email, but
then you responded,
yes.
and then they still didn't get it to you before the deadline? Is that what I'm hearing?
Oh, I mean, this was already past
Past
the
the deadline?
deadline.
Okay.
The deadline was in October and they reached out to me
How do y'all
a
feel about doing?
a week or 2 ago,
So-
maybe.
How do y'all feel about?
So it's completely up. to your discretion.
How do y'all feel about, because they didn't meet the deadline, so they'll be aware, let's do, because everybody else followed the rules and did well, and, I'm not, but what if we did a little less, so what if we did either 1,200 or 1,500, and then she lets them know that if he make sure to keep an eye out for next year, that then we'll be able, that we.
I'd say a 25% penalty off what he
just didn't want to do any math. I think I did that. Go ahead, listen, get your calculator and do 2,000 times 25% minus, hold on, I better.
They were awarded $1,761 last year. They're
Yeah.
asking for 2,000 this year.
I'm good with
Not-
$1,500. We gotta remember, even though they have a timeline to get here, our goal is for people
To get
spend money
funded, and I
and to
agree
get
with
people
that.
here to Conway. That people are coming out of state. They
Yeah.
come here, they had to eat and they got to stay.
I think
Sure.
So we
too-
give money to people that do events just for Conway people.
Yeah,
That's right.
I mean, this is to bring taxes in.
that's,
And I'm telling you, they showed up.
Oh,
I'm
well,
not kidding you.
we can penalize them $200-300.
and it is, what do we usually do for like a one hotel stay at this number? I feel like you have kind of a,
I mean,
because I don't see
there's
them
not a
being
specific
too-
formula. With it being a January event, those are definitely more attractive. But like I said, it's up to y'all. I think that what you had said, I think 1,500 is fair. But it's whatever you all think. 'Cause I'll let them know either way.
I'd say 1,500 with the statement that be on time next year.
Okay.
Or you.
I'll second that.
A motion and a second. All in favor, say aye for 1,500 to support battle. Yes, ma'am.
Ah, that
Oh,
was
I
for
thought
the
you had
aye.
another question. You raised that hand. I was like, yes.
I was ready to say aye.
Sorry.
He's like,
Sorry.
Travis like, oh my God,
Here we
Essie,
go.
come on.
Couple of items we need to visit about on for a new business. One thing is I emailed y'all about an hour ago that financial statement is due to, I think, the clerk's office by the end of January. It's a nice little 8-page application or whatever that they need to have. It's by law. And so I just forwarded this email that I got. So just kind of FYI.
Travis has a couple notaries in his office.
Yes, thank you, Esther. For the public to know.
Hey, everybody.
And then two, to kind of review the attendance policy. So for the longest time, back in April, we had brought up to speed about the attendance policy, and I thought it was calendar year. Well, it's not. It's, from my understanding, you correct me, it starts on the first month you miss. So if you miss April 1st, it goes all the way to April. It's not January to December, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you make it all the way to November, you're like, oh, I can miss November, December. Well, you got all the way to November again before your attendance. Because I had to be reminded, because April, we said there's 4 absences, and that's what all I thought. I didn't know it was going to be from the first month you missed. So just FYI to everybody. Brought to my attention, they asked me to bring it to your attention. So if there's any questions or concerns, I can get you to the right people. Any other business? Gates.
We got just 2 things. We have, last time y'all, we set the budget amount on the agreement, so we have a new agreement for you to sign, and it's the same terms. The only thing that we've changed is the budgeted amount for the annual agreement. And Andy, I think it'll be best, I will send out to everyone, the major cities in Arkansas, what they're currently collecting on food and lodging and what that process will be. It looks like you've got an additional cent available on each one, but that's a city council decision. And then finally, I was going to say, it looks like we're tracking about 13.4% for year to date up. If you look at the city's general sales tax, it's outpacing that. That's about 12.8%. And then hotels is up about 14%. That's going to come in something really close to $500,000, little south of that. And so a third cent would be another 250,000. So just, you can kind of hold all those in your head, and I'll put them in an email as well.
All right. Anything else? Need a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Council.
Done.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Hey, everybody have a Merry Christmas
Yeah, Merry Christmas.
and a safe New Year's